Thought I'd tell you another story time from Bob. This takes place probably September 2004 up in Balm Beach here in Ontario. I think it was probably the same week I saw my big fat Greek wedding, but I'm not sure. I have to look that date up. Anyway, Kathy and I were at Lois's cottage for a week's holiday. We had a great week, a little cold at nights, but I kept the wood in the fire, so it was all right. We went to the mall a few times, and there was a restaurant we ate at. We went there for supper. This was our last day there, where we were, so we were heading home. The last thing we did was go to the restaurant before we left. It was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we ordered what we wanted to eat. Just as the waiter was putting our plates down, in walked two elderly people. A man and his wife. They sat to the right of us. So as Kathy and I were talking, I couldn't help but overhear their conversation. They were looking at the menu, looking it over. They only had a certain amount of money to spend. They were adding it up. Plus, they put a tip in too. Imagine that they didn't have a lot of money to pay for a meal, yet they thought of someone else. I thought of my grandparents. Yeah, Nanny Mae and Papa Harry, that was their names when I was younger. I thought of my grandparents at that moment. I thought about how much I loved them. This feeling came over me. The little voice that sits on your shoulder said to me, "Bob, why don't you pay for their meal?" I got a little teary-eyed, even then, sitting at the table, thinking about things. I said to myself, what a great idea. So we finished our meal. I went to pay. I said to the waiter, "See the two older people sitting over there?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I want to pay for their meal." He looked at me with this strange look on his face. A few seconds went by. He said, "I've been here for years, and nobody has ever done that. I paid for the meal." I gave him, the waiter, the guy, serving the food, I gave him a $10 tip. And he asked me, what should I tell the people? What should I tell them? And I said, tell them they reminded me of my grandparents, and I loved them. So we left, and before we got into the van, I told Kathy. She started to cry and said, "Oh, that's the best thing you have ever done. I love you so much." She gave me a big hug. We got in the van and drove home. True story. It really did happen. Yeah, I got some more true stories coming up. If you like them, some people like them, one person. As long as somebody likes my stories, I'll do some more. I got lots of stories, and 99% of them are true. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. All right, that was Bob's story. That was called Balm Beach. Yes. We went up there in September because there was hardly anybody there, right? Holiday season was pretty well over, So we got Lois's cottage. It was her cousin's cottage. We never paid anything for it, right? So we went up there. We just had to buy wood, to put in the fireplace because it was a cottage. It wasn't a brand new cottage. It was just a cottage, someplace to sleep and going swimming in the water, and that's about it. So yeah, we went up there. Yeah. a long time ago now, when you think about it. To me it was. But it was a great time. Yeah. All right, people. Talk to you later. Stay safe. Hug each other when you can, when you're allowed to, eh? Yeah, when you get the word. I don't hug anybody. I haven't hugged anybody for a long time. I mean, I hug my daughters, my 2 daughters, but that's about it. All right, that's enough storytelling. Talk to you later.